Can we have Mr. Ellen to the podium? Good evening, sir. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Camion Leisure Elam, 4277.
Thank you so much, sir. And it does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of aggravated assault, serious physical injury, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of discharging a firearm in city limits, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on March 4th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 6th at 8:30. In this case, you have a cash-only appearance bond of $250,000.
Whoa.
If you post that bond, you'll have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. All of that will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. About the bond. This is, from my understanding, this is just more charges added to what I'm already in here on. This is what the detectives told me. It's all they said that the ballistics on the gun that was found in the car matches that stuff that you just said, and that's what they just told me when I came from seeing them.
So when you were seen the other day, you were seen for misconduct involving a weapon on February 20th.
Right.
This is an offense date of February 13th.
For the same, but it's the same. From my understanding, they said it's initial charges is how they explained it to me.
So this is for an incident that took place regarding a shooting at a top and bottled liquor store.
Right, some store. Okay, and when I got arrested the other day, I was asleep in the car, and it was a gun in the passenger seat with a bunch of other trash, and they said that gun's ballistics matched the stuff that you just said, okay, and so they said that these were initial charges, not, I mean.
So when you were seen the other day, that was for the gun they found on that date. Today you're being seen for the shooting that took place at the liquor store on March 13th. So there are 2 different dates, 2 different charges.
Okay, and then as far as the bill, I'm on dialysis, so I'm not a flight rent. Can I get released on like ankle monitor and pay for that, or I go to dialysis on 7th Avenue in Buckeye. I got to do that Monday, Wednesday, Friday, three times a week. I can't not go. I mean, kidney failure. So I have. I mean, you know where I'm at.
Yeah, so due to the serious nature of the charges, the bond is not going to change. However, they do have medical facilities available to you, so you'll have to talk to the officers about receiving dialysis while you're in custody if you're not able to post that bond.
And you say it's a cash bond?
Correct.
What does that mean? I got to come up with $250,000 cash?
Correct.
It can be like a house or nothing like that?
You can contact a bail bonding company. Some of them do cash-only appearance bonds. It's just usually the contract is substantially different.
Why so high, man? Because they even said they just had probable cause, but because they have a videotape also, and I'm like, well then why can't you just see who's doing it? And then they're like, because there's other people that drive the car. It's not even my car. It's somebody else's car, and it gets rented out. And so I'm like, there's other people that drive the car. You know that, and you know that I'm not the only solely person that drives the car. So the car's not in my name. When I was in the car, you found this gun in the car, and that's how the only so I let them do the swab. Because I ain't touched the gun, so it shouldn't have my stuff on it, you know what I'm saying, or DNA or anything like that. And so, I mean, but
So if they don't end up pursuing the charges within 48 hours, then you'll be released without posting the bond. But if they do pursue those charges moving forward within 48 hours, then the bond will remain at the $250,000. So if they're currently investigating and doing some additional work on that, and it turns out that they don't believe you're the suspect, based on the information provided today, they do believe, based on the video surveillance, along with some additional information they have, they do believe that.
I couldn't get released on pre-trial or anything? No. I mean, I never ran, I never...
I understand that, but again, the serious nature of the charges and the dangers to the community that you pose at this time, the bond will remain at the cash only of $200,000.
But I am innocent until proven guilty, right?
That is correct, sir, and that's why I am giving you a bond so you can post that to be released from custody.
I'm disability. Disability. I get a disability check. I don't have a job. I don't have that much money. Like that's not even a reachable amount for me to even. I wouldn't even know where to. I don't own nothing, you know what I mean?
So I am appointing an attorney to represent you, so you can speak to them at your next hearing on March 4th to see if that they can present any additional evidence to the court to reduce that bond, but for tonight it will remain, okay? If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
That's why I woke you guys up to do the rest. We can't do this. I have to watch. All right. Everyone stand up, please. Everyone stand up, please. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. This is the time set for the 5 a.m. calendar on February 27th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I'll call you each one at a time to the podium, and I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. If I can have Mr. Castro to the podium and Ms. Bailey to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Francisco Castro, 1996. Right, October 30th, 1996.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like you're here on a probation violation warrant that was issued.
Okay.
I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a probation revocation hearing on March 5th at 8:30. In this case, the judge that issued the warrant is holding you non-bondable. So you will not be released from custody until at least March 5th at 8:30.
March 5th. Okay. All right.
So that's next Wednesday.
That's not supposed to get released from my warrant. So.
Oh, okay. So you were going to be here.
Yeah, I was supposed to get released that day, but.
Okay, so your hearing will be that morning at 8:30.
8:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Right, thank
you. Miss Bailey to the podium. And then Alex Nerez to the chair.
Are you going to stand up, man?
morning, ma'am. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Betty, 210-64.
Thank you, ma'am. And it does look like we have two cases on the calendar here this morning. The first one is a new Superior Court case, and it includes one count of aggravated assault. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference March 5th at 8:30 in the morning, an evidentiary hearing March 6th at 1:30 in the afternoon, and a preliminary hearing March 7th at 8:30 in the morning. It looks like you have another pending felony case at this time, and because you were out on felony release at the time of this offense, you are being held non-bondable today on this new charge. The hearing set on March 6th at 1:30 is the time set to determine if bond will be set on this case. You have a second case on the calendar, and it's a justice court warrant that was issued. And it looks like you failed to appear at a hearing on January 16th, 2025 in the Hacienda Justice Court. I'm going to appoint counsel in that case as well and set an arraignment hearing on March 4th at 8:30 in the Hacienda Justice Court. You have a secured appearance bond in that case of $50, but I wouldn't recommend posting it until you know if bond is going to be set on your new charges. All of that information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions? Thank you, ma'am. If you'll step to your left, they'll give you your paperwork.
I think they're still working on the paperwork. Yeah.
Alex to the podium and Thomas to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Alex Netties, 5/10/2000.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like you have two cases on the calendar here this morning. The first one is for an offense date of February 21st, 2025, and it includes one count of making terrorist threats, a Class 3 felony, and one count of computer tampering used to threaten, a Class 5 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Your second case on the calendar is for an offense date of February 24th, 2025, and that's for two counts of making terrorist threats, a Class 3 felony, two counts of computer tampering, a Class 5 felony, and one count of interfering with educational instruction, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found on that case, and I'm appointing counsel in that case as well. You have a status conference on March 5th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. That applies to both of your cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $100,000 in each case for a total of $200,000. If you post that bond, you will be released to pretrial services, and you'll be equipped with electronic monitoring before you leave. In addition to that, you will have written conditions of release. It will include no use of the internet for any means and no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. All of that will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
Yes. So if I don't say I didn't post the bond or whatever, and say I just stayed until all that stuff went out past the 7th, what will go on from there? Do you know?
So you'll meet with your attorney. It's possible that the bond could be changed.
Because I was told I could get probation or something like that, first offense things. I was told that I wasn't sure I wasn't down, so that's what I was asking. I wasn't too sure.
I mean, you can talk to your attorney further about that, but they are some pretty serious charges you're facing right now. So talk to him further about what you're looking at, but you're just at the beginning stages of everything. You're entitled to a trial because you're not being found guilty at this time. So I wouldn't anticipate resolving this case on March 7th.
So, what do you mean by that?
You mentioned you might get probation for that. These are just the very initial hearings related to these charges. You're not going to have a resolution as to know whether or not you're guilty and what your sentence is going to be this early on.
Okay, and what would be what's the highest class that I have right now on there? Do you know of? I heard that the Class 6 felonies were the lowest grade, and the Class 1s are the highest.
Yeah, for the charges you have this morning, you have felony 3 charges.
Okay.
I mean, you have a mixture, but that's the lowest one.
Okay. And those carry usually what?
It really just depends. They look at a lot of different factors.
A lot of different factors, right? Plans that probably carried on other things, I'm guessing.
Again, there's just so many factors, but your attorney can go over more specifics with you.
How would I go about getting this attorney? I don't know how. I mean, they were supposed to appoint me. I wasn't sure if they'd just pop up or that.
You meet him at your first hearing. So your first hearing in this case, or these two cases, is March 5th. When you're transported for your status conference, they will meet you at that time and discuss.
So I'm going to need to call nobody then?
No, I don't. I mean, you could try to. There might be a phone number on your
But if it's
paperwork.
already appointed, that I would assume that they're already just going to be there, huh?
Yeah, so I'm appointing the Maricopa County Public Defender, and they will send somebody specific to meet with you on March 5th.
Okay, that's all I need to know. I really appreciate you, Your Honor. Thank you.
If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork, sir.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too. Thomas Burton to the podium and Mr. Aguirre to the chair.
Thank you, officer. Appreciate you.
Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Thomas Joseph Burton, 8/14/70.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 2 counts of aggravated assault with a simulated deadly weapon, a Class 3 felony, and 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing March 7th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $50,000. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release. It will include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
Did you say 2 counts of aggravated assault?
Correct.
Okay.
Anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
All right, if you'll step to your left, we'll give you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Aguirre to the podium and Jason Nuno to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Giovanni Aguirre, 05/28/2006.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case.
Yeah.
It does include 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of discharging a firearm in city limits, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of disorderly conduct involving a weapon, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $50,000. If bond is posted, you have written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if you'll step to your left, I'll give you that paperwork, sir. Jason to the podium. Mr. Robinson to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Jason Nooner, March 19th, 1979.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar here this morning. The first one comes out of a warrant out of Coconino County Superior Court. It looks like this relates to a probation violation. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set an arraignment hearing in the Coconino County Superior Court for March 4th at 8:30.
Okay.
In this case, you have a cash-only appearance bond of $10,000.
Okay.
In the second case on the calendar, it looks like that is a warrant out of the Hacienda Justice Court. And that relates to failing to pay some fines or comply with some court orders related to a criminal trespass charge from 2024. I'll appoint counsel in that case as well and set an arraignment hearing in the Hacienda Justice Court on March 4th at 8:30. And you have a secured appearance bond of $50 in the second case.
Okay.
If you post bond, you have written conditions of release you'll need to comply with, and all of that information, date, times, and location of those hearings will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, that's it.
All right, thank you, sir. If you'll step to your left, we'll give you that paperwork.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Robinson to the podium, and Mr. Handy to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Elisha Robinson, 01/2004.
It looks like we have 4 cases on the calendar here this morning, and it does look like 3 of those are probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'll appoint counsel and set a probation revocation hearing on March 5th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in one case, $50 in the other 2 cases, for a total of $600 for those 3 cases. You also have a new Superior Court case on the calendar, and that includes 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and 2 counts of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You'll have a status conference March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing March 7th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $100 in this case. So it's a total secured appearance bond of $700 between your 4 cases. If you post bond, you have written conditions of release to include contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions? All right, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Mr. Handy to the podium and Mr. Davis to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
David Anthony Handy, 12/15/83.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we have 2 cases on the calendar, and they're both failure to appear warrants. I am going to affirm the attorney that was previously appointed to represent you and set a non-witness violation hearing on March 6th at 8:30 for both cases. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in one case and $50 for the other, for a total of $550. If you post that bond, you have written conditions of release you'll need to comply with. You'll need to ensure you attend that hearing to avoid a future failure to appear warrant and forfeiture of any bond that you may post. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions? All right, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork, sir. Mr. Davis to the podium and Mr. Carlisle to the chair.
Yes.
Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
February 20, 1982, Erickson Davis.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like you're here on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm going to appoint counsel and set a probation revocation hearing on March 5th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $500 in this case. If you post bond, you have written conditions of release. It will include contacting your probation officer within 72 hours. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, I went to court 2 days ago in Mesa court, and they went ahead and they said they were going to stop this warrant for showing up to court. And I got a warrant yesterday.
So this was issued February 5th, and there's nothing in here with a request to quash it. So it is still a valid warrant.
Okay, then.
Okay, just up to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
All right.
Mr. Carlisle to the podium and Mr. Miles to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Charlie Carlisle, February 2nd, 1991.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like you're here on 2 probation violation warrants that were issued for you. It indicates that it's a term 1 violation related to a surprise case that you were picked up on an offense for. So I'll appoint counsel and set a probation revocation hearing on March 5th at 8:30. I believe you have some other bonds from some other hearings that you were seen on already. So I'm just placing a $50 placeholder bond on each of these cases, and that ensures that you're made available for those hearings and that you're given credit for any time served while you stay in custody.
Can you explain that? I violated my probation because...
So you were picked up for a offense that took place in surprise.
Yeah.
And because you did that, that's a term 1 violation of your probation. And so that's a violation of your probation. And so that's why you're being seen here on both of your probation cases. Because you violated term 1 when you got picked up for a new offense.
All right, it's going to take $50 to get out of that one?
Correct. Those are in addition to the other ones. And again, the reason for that is you already have bonds in your other cases. And if I don't place a bond on these ones, they could potentially not transport you to the hearing, so you get a failure to appear. And if you don't post bond, you wouldn't get credit for time served in all of your cases, where you could get credit for time served in custody if you have a bond placed.
All right.
Okay, so they're just $50 each in these probation cases.
What's the other one?
Looks like you've been seen multiple times. So the one yesterday was also 50, so that's 150. And then you were seen November 9th. That was 250. 250 and 5,000. So you have 5,000, 250, and 150. So $5,400. Going back all the way to November. I don't know, if you ever posted any of those.
What's the one for 5,000?
I'm sorry?
What's the one for 5,000?
That was related to a new charge on November 8th, 2024. You were seen on November 9th, and it related to taking contraband into a correctional facility and dangerous drug possession.
That was already taken care of.
Okay, so if that's been taken care of and that bond has been removed, then you wouldn't need to add that to everything I just gave you. That's just what was given on November 9th. I just don't know the status of those cases. Okay? If you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Mr. Miles to the podium. And Daniel Metzger to the chair.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
It's Brian Riddell Miles, and my birth date is 09/19 of 1990.
Thank you, sir. And it looks like we're here on a probation violation. You were previously picked up for a offense in Tempe.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been seen on that yet?
Yeah.
Okay, and were you given a bond?
I'm doing 90 days. So I got 180 days with 90 suspended, so I got like 80 days left.
Okay, so you're going to remain in custody?
Yeah.
Okay. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to appoint counsel in this case. I'm going to set a probation revocation hearing on March 5th at 8:30, and I'm going to set a placeholder bond of $50. And the purpose of that is so you will be made available for that hearing, and you will get any credit for time served while you're in here on the other case, okay?
I appreciate you.
Of course, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Daniel Metzger to the podium, and Alexis Felix to the chair. Hey, Mel, did you reach George? Did you reach George? Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Daniel Metzger, 7/31/63.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of consuming liquor in public, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. Are you currently in custody on anything else?
No.
It looks like I see that there was an Avondale and a Tempe hold. Have you been seen by those courts yet?
No, I haven't been seen by them yet.
Okay.
It's just one weekend.
You're going to serve time there?
Yeah.
Do you know if that's the Avondale or the Tempe?
That's the Avondale one.
Okay. Do you know about Tempe?
I don't know what that is.
All right.
They haven't picked me up. I've been in custody 3 times, and they haven't picked me up on it.
Okay. All right. But you anticipate spending a little bit of time for Avondale?
Yeah, maybe 2 days.
Okay. So I'm going to set a status conference on March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. You'll have a secured appearance bond in this case of $50.
How about I get an OR?
So the problem with that is if you're going to be held for something else and you miss that hearing, you'll get a failure to appear warrant, and you won't get credit for any time served. While
Yeah, but I'm just being held for 2 days on the Avondale thing. I'll do 2 days and I'll get released on that.
Except I show that you also have a Tempe hold.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So I can release you to pretrial services, but just know that if you are still in custody and they don't make you available for that hearing, you're going to stay longer by getting a failure to appear warrant, and you won't get credit for time served. Is that what you want to do?
You can release me to pretrial services?
Yes, if you understand that if you're still in custody, they may not make you available for these hearings, and then you may get a failure to appear warrant. Is that the route you want to go?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that changes your hearing dates. Your hearing date will now be March 13th and March 17th at 8:30. So make sure you appear at those. Otherwise, again, you will get a failure to appear warrant if you're in or out of custody and you don't appear, okay?
Okay.
All right, if you'll take a seat out there, they'll reprint that paperwork for you, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Are we done?
Yeah, you can take a seat out there and they'll bring you that.
Thank you.
Alexis Felix.
So you released me to pretrial services?
For purposes of that case only, yes.
Come on.
The one I'm on here?
For the Superior Court, yes.
Okay.
And Jake Doherty to the chair. Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Alexis Felix, 1/1988.
Thank you, sir. It looks like we're here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of littering, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference March 13th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing March 17th at 8:30. I am releasing you to pretrial services. You'll have written conditions of release you need to comply with, and you'll also get an envelope. In that envelope, you need to read the instructions and contact pretrial services after you've been released. Do you have any questions?
No.
All right, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that.
I am being released?
It'll take about 4 to 6 hours to process you out, but yes, you're being released.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate
sir.
it. Thank you.
Mr. Doherty to the podium. Mohammed to the chair.
Take your bring down, please. Thank you. Your full name and date of birth.
Jacob Doherty,
And can I get your date of birth?
3692.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we're here on 2 cases. The first one is a West Mesa Justice Court warrant relating to failing to appear for a hearing on August 28, 2024, related to a criminal trespass charge. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel, but you can hire an attorney at your own expense. You'll have an arraignment hearing in the West Mesa Justice Court on March 18th at 8:30 a.m. The second case is a new Justice Court case, again out of the West Mesa Justice Court, and it's for 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of attempted criminal trespass in the 3rd degree, a Class 3 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, but again, you're not entitled to court-appointed counsel due to the nature of your charges. I am going to affirm the arraignment hearing on March 18th at 8:30 for this case as well. So it's the same date for both cases in the West Mesa Justice Court. I'm releasing you today on your own recognizance at your promise to appear at that hearing. All of the information and your written conditions of release will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No.
All right, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork.
Mr. Doherty?
And Mohammed to the podium. Hey, Mel, do you know if George is going to log in? I don't see him yet. Okay.
Mr. Messenger?
Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Mohammed Kousisaha, August 1377.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of narcotic drug possession, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony, and 1 count of obstructing a highway or public thoroughfare, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on March 13th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing March 17th at 8:30. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance at your promise to appear at those hearings. You'll have written conditions of release you need to comply with, and you'll need to ensure you attend those hearings. Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
All right, if you'll step to your left, they'll give you that paperwork. Thank you.
Mohammed, eh?
Oh, okay, that's what I was just going to do. All right, can we clear the courtroom?
Okay, we're going to need these. Okay. Hey, everyone stand up, please. Light up on this wall right here. Stand up, please. Hey. Come on.
All I did was find the numbers and it has all the charges. But I forgot because all this attorney, I was in the middle and I did like the force, everything is attached to the work and the two charges.
Oh, so you just did it like a combo for...
Yeah.
So do we need to redo the orders?
I think I did. I think I printed it out.
Just push amend to open it. So then should I just amend 4, because I want to include the total on the number 4? Okay, so I'm going to amend that one. Officer, can you see if counsel and Mr. Wind are ready?
They're still conferring.
Okay. Do we have Mr. Corona Castro available? He joined. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Mr. Castro, can you please come to the podium?
Not for this hearing. This is his initial appearance, okay?
Good morning. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Irving Corona, 02-1799.
Thank you, sir. And it does look like we are here on a new Superior Court case. It does include 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, a Class 2 felony, 1 count of narcotic drug possession for sale, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of possession or use of a weapon in a drug offense, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm going to appoint an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference on March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $100,000. If you post that bond, you will be released to pretrial services and they will equip you with electronic monitoring. In addition to that, you'll have written conditions of release you need to comply with. It does include no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. You're not to have any contact with any minors, and you're prohibited from accessing the internet through any electronic means. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir?
I can't get a lower bond?
The bond will not be lowered today, no, sir. Any other questions?
How much time am I looking at?
The presumptive is 10 years per count.
Per count?
Correct, but I'll let you talk to your attorney about that.
I'm looking at like 100 years?
Potentially.
I'm doing life?
I'll let you talk to your attorney more specifically about that, but each count for the sexual exploitation of a minor carries a very high amount of years per charge. Okay, sir? If you could go ahead and step to your left, they'll bring you that paperwork.
Can I hire my own attorney?
You absolutely can. I've appointed one for you. If you don't hire one, then that one will be there at your next hearing on March 5th, but you are also welcome to hire one, and if you do, they'll file an entry of appearance in your case. Okay? And then, officer, can you knock on the door and see if they're ready? Oh, did you? Sorry, I didn't realize you walked away. I apologize. I'm sorry? Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good early morning.
Right. Sir, can I get your name and date of birth?
Brandon Wind, 2/19/1989.
Thank you, sir. And counsel, can I get your appearance for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mark Adair, Suzuki Law, and I've entered a limited notice of appearance for purposes of this today. I don't know what if he qualifies as indigent, but I would ask that the court appoint somebody just in an abundance of caution. But I am here to represent him for the initial appearance.
Thank you so much, sir. And can I get the state's appearance for the record?
George Kellerman from the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
It looks like we're here on a new Superior Court case, and it does include 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor, a Class 2 felony. Counsel, are you here to discuss probable cause, release conditions, or both?
Yes, Judge. I've certainly reviewed the Form 4 for probable cause. I understand the level at this stage in the proceedings. I agree that it meets probable cause standards. I would like to address release, if I may. This is the only type of cases that I do for the firm. And when I look through the Form 4, what strikes me initially is the date range for the cyber tips going back to May of 21 through August of 23. Now, that's a pretty big time frame all in and of itself, but the fact that it's, I don't want to say stale, but I'm used to this happening very quickly, particularly with Verizon and Synchronous. I'm very familiar with that process. From a forensic standpoint, as an attorney, I would be wanting to know about IP addresses, assignments of telephone numbers. I know that stuff's not addressed in here, and again, I do agree that you have probable cause, but I think that that's something that would be indicative of further research, and maybe it's a possible legal defense, I don't know, but that would be the first thing I'd point out, and just in terms of the probable cause statement. With respect to release, what I would be asking for on behalf of Mr. Wind is, I recognize that a bond will likely be imposed. It's been in every one of my cases, but I have had them lower for several reasons, and this is what I would like the court to consider in Mr. Wind's situation. He is a lifetime Arizona resident. He has an assistant manager for shipping at a construction company, Walters and Wolf here, and he's been doing that for 13 years. He has been married for 14 years to his wife, Sarah. Unfortunately, Sarah has an autoimmune disease. I talked to her last night. She's currently in the hospital. She's having a procedure done this morning. She is in and out of the hospital quite often. It's through his insurance at work. He needs to get back out to work as quickly as possible, if nothing else, to preserve that insurance coverage for his wife. I do want the court to be aware that I have talked not only to his wife, I've talked to his father, I've talked to Mr. Wind. They do have a minor daughter, 4-year-old. I've explained to the family and to Mr. Wind that any release conditions for this type of a charge would preclude him from minor contact, and that he has to make a separate living arrangement situation. Not a safety plan like we talk about in juvenile court, but he knows that that's something that would have to be addressed. And I know, as the court is aware, by statute, he has to be supervised by pretrial services with ankle monitoring as well. I think that's something that should assure the state and the court as well that he can comply with or be held to comply with those requirements. I'm asking that the court, because of his lifelong being a resident, he's got no criminal history whatsoever, he does have family support, that the court impose a bond no more than $25,000 secured.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Kellerman, would you like to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. The county attorney's office rates as an extreme high priority the crimes involving the sexual exploitation of minors. The state believes that, as indicated in the Form 4, although it may be somewhat remote in time, Mr. Wynn uploaded a number of child sexual abuse materials into the internet. The state feels or believes that people that show an attraction to this deviant form of sexual attraction to children are but one step removed in the community from acting upon those impulses. The state also believes that someone like Mr. Wind, who engages in the viewing of such materials, creates the market for those individuals who are actually victimizing the children depicted in such recordings. So for all of those reasons, the state requests, contrary to Mr. Adair's request, a bond of no less than $100,000 and electronic monitoring as required by statute, and that he have no contact with minors. Also, no use of the internet other than for work or in the event he may be attending school. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. So I am going to find probable cause, and I am going to appoint an attorney in this case. I'm going to give you a couple of hearing dates in the Downtown Superior Court. You're going to have a status conference on March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. I have listened to both attorneys and their arguments relating to release conditions, and I have 15 factors in the statute that I have to consider. I initially was going to set a bond of $150,000. I will go with the state's recommendation of a secured appearance bond of $100,000. If you do post that, you will have be equipped with electronic monitoring, and you will be monitored by pretrial services. You will also have release conditions to include no contact with any minors, and you are prohibited from accessing the internet. All of those things will be included in your paperwork. Did you have any questions regarding your release conditions?
No, no problem.
Thank you so much, sir. Our hearing is concluded. You may step to the left. And counsel, if you need to speak with him for a minute, feel free to go back in that room, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Appreciate it, sir.
I don't need to say any more, just that I'll let them know.
Case number 2 and 3 on the calendar. Michael Gialella, date of birth January 29th, 1988, will proceed as a house call due to being a danger to himself. Looks like we are here on 2 cases, and they are both probation violation warrants with allegations of violating terms 3 and 5 of his probation. I am going to appoint counsel and set a probation revocation hearing on March 5th at 8:30. He has a secured appearance bond of $7,500 in one case and $250 in the other case, for a total of $7,750. If bond is posted, he has written conditions of release to include contacting his probation officer within 72 hours. If anything changes after I meet with him, I will update the written record. Case number 16 on the record, Teray Jackson, born December 6, 1989, will proceed as a house call due to being a danger to others. We are here on a new Superior Court case, and it does include 1 count of robbery, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing counsel. I'm setting a status conference on March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. I'm setting a secured appearance bond of $5,000. If bond is posted, he has written conditions of release to include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. If anything changes after I meet with them, I will update the written record. Case number 6 on the record, Tajay Plot, date of birth February 17th, 2000, will proceed as a house call due to being unable to function. We are here on a new Superior Court case, and it does include 1 count of shoplifting, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing counsel. I'm setting a status conference on March 5th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on March 7th at 8:30. I'm setting a secured appearance bond of $1,000. If bond is posted, shall have written conditions of release you'll need to comply with, which include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses. If anything changes after I meet with her, I will update the written record. We will now stand in recess until the 8 a.m. calendar.